You walk into the kitchen with total confidence. Your hand is already reaching for something. Maybe a mug, maybe scissors, maybe the thing you promised yourself you would not forget. Then you stop in the doorway, stare at the counter, and your brain gives you a blank white screen. The weird part is not that you forgot. The weird part is where it happened. The thought survived the couch, the hallway, and the first 3 steps. Then the doorway got involved. This is not a video about you getting old, lazy, or secretly doomed. It is about a small failure that reveals something larger. Your mind may not store daily life as one smooth movie. It chops the movie into scenes. And a doorway is one of the cleanest scene cuts in your house. Psychologists often call this the doorway effect. In experiments led by Gabriel Radvansky and colleagues, people moved through simple virtual rooms while carrying or interacting with objects. At different moments, they were tested on what object they had just handled. The important comparison was not walk far versus walk less. It was more precise than that. Sometimes people moved about the same distance inside one room. Sometimes they crossed through a doorway into another room. Memory tended to get worse after the doorway. That sounds ridiculous until you stop thinking of the doorway as a physical trap. It is not stealing a sentence from your head. It is telling your brain, that part is over. New situation. Your brain is constantly building a rough model of the current event. Where am I? What am I doing? What matters right now? What should happen next? In the living room, the model might be, I am watching a show, I noticed a dead remote battery, I need batteries from the kitchen drawer. That goal is writing inside the living room episode. Then you stand up, you cross the hall, you enter the kitchen. Now the model updates. Different walls, different objects, different possible actions. Sink, fridge, dishes, light switch. The kitchen is not just a new backdrop, it is a new bundle of cues. The old goal may still exist, but it has lost its best handle. It belonged to the previous scene, and the previous scene has been mentally filed away. That is the reversal. The doorway is not proof that memory is weak, it is proof that memory is organized. A brain that treated every second as equally current would drown in its own continuity. It has to decide what belongs together. A conversation is one event. A walk to another room is another. A phone call, a notification, a new browser tab, even turning around because someone says your name, these can all act like little borders in experience. Event segmentation researchers have argued that these borders matter because the mind uses them to update predictions. When the situation changes, attention shifts. The brain starts asking, what is happening now? Most of the time, that is useful. You do not want yesterday's lunch plan competing with the pans smoking on the stove. You do not want the old room to stay equally loud forever. But a tiny intention is fragile. Get the scissors is not a deep memory. It is more like a note held between 2 fingers while life keeps bumping your arm. A doorway gives life one more bump. The evidence is not saying every threshold causes amnesia. Later studies and follow-ups show the effect has conditions. The task matters. The kind of test matters. Mental load matters. If the goal is strong, repeated, or emotionally important, a doorway usually will not defeat it. That is why you do not walk into a hospital room and forget you came to see your child. But you absolutely can walk into a bedroom and forget whether you came for socks, a charger, or the one object sitting in plain sight. So what can you do with this, besides feeling personally attacked by architecture? The old advice to go back where you started can make sense, but not because the doorway has an undo button. Returning to the old context may bring back the cues that were attached to the intention. The couch, the dead remote, the thought, suddenly obvious again, batteries. You can also carry the cue across the boundary. Say the goal out loud. Keep the object in your hand. Make the next room inherit the old scene before it replaces it. But the bigger point is not a productivity trick. It is a different way to read the blank moment. When you freeze in the kitchen, your brain has not betrayed you. It has done something ordinary and slightly overzealous. It closed one chapter so the next chapter could start clean. And today, you walk through more doorways than your house has walls. Every app switch, every tab, Every buzz in your pocket can ask your brain to start a new scene. So the next time you arrive somewhere and lose the reason you came, do not just ask, "What did I forget?" Ask, "What scene did I just leave?" If you like this video, please like and subscribe. It helps the channel a great deal. See you next time.